What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm down at Hendrick BMW Northlake and we're going to take a look at one of their 2022 BMW X5 M50i's. So huge shout out to them for providing this SUV for me today. Make sure you guys check out their website. All that info is down in the description. The X5 that you see behind me is finished off in Alpine White and it has an MSRP just under $92,000. So to start off today's review, we're going to take a look at what powers this X5. So first we need to hop inside. This is what the key fob looks like. I currently have the vehicle locked, and with the key in my pocket, all I need to do is grab the door handle where you can hear it unlock. And up underneath, we need to pull on this latch twice. That will release the hood. And then as we work our way to the front now, all we have to do is lift this up. And this reveals the 4.4 liter twin power turbo V8 engine. This is paired with the 8-speed automatic transmission, and it pumps out 523 horsepower around 5,500 RPM and 553 pound-feet of torque as low as 1,800 RPM. All that power is sent through the xDrive all-wheel drive system. This SUV weighs in right around 5,200 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds, up to its top speed of 177 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 21.9 gallons, so you can expect to see around 16 miles per gallon in the city and 22 out on the highway. It also has a wheelbase of 117.1 inches. Its overall length is 194.3. It has a width of 78.9, a height of 68.7, and its ground clearance measures in at 8.7 inches. And as we move on to the exterior now for this X5, I'm going to start off with these headlight housings. So this model does have LED headlights, DRLs, and turn signals. You'll notice that the DRLs have a really nice half C shape underneath the high beams and the headlights, with the turn signal tucked away in the outer corner. And there's a really nice trim piece running just across the top of it, just to give it a great look. And then as we work our way to this kidney style grille, you'll see on this model we have a lot of gloss black, which is a really nice complement color against this exterior white. The integrated forward facing camera is right in the middle, and we do have grille shutters on this model too. So those will open and close depending on speed to help better improve with aerodynamics. You'll also notice there's plenty of cutouts in the lower section of the bumper. There's a lot of functional air inlets too. You'll see the forward-facing sensor, which is a part of all the technology features, like the adaptive cruise that this model has. And you'll see all the way in the corners too are more functional air inlets, just to help improve with even more aerodynamics. And there's a lot of contoured lines running in the front end. It gives it an aggressive look. You'll see down below on the lower section of the bumper, all of these fins right here. We have the parking sensors, of course. Really nice lines running down the hood as well. And as we work our way to the side profile now, you'll see that this model has the 22-inch wheels with the multi-spoke design to them. You can see the two-tone finish, as well as the blue brake calipers, which is really nice to see. This model also has the adaptive suspension, and it also has the body colored side mirrors. However, you can see the lower section is finished off in gloss black. Of course, we have the integrated turn signal as well as a camera. I'll show that camera system later on in today's video. Up on the roof, you'll also see the full panoramic sunroof as well as the gloss black roof racks. And we have some really clean lines that extend down the side profile. You can see the fender arches too, just to give it more of an aggressive look. There's also a functional vent just behind the front tire, so that air can be directed around the front tires and exit that trim piece there. You'll see really nice lines running in the lower section of the side skirt. And then as we work our way to the back, you'll see the integrated spoiler with the third brake light. We have even more gloss black trim surrounding the window just to tie it in nicer. Of course, this does have a backup camera with all the parking sensors. And it even has the LED taillights. They have a very nice design to them, running right into the power trunk there. You'll see all the badges, of course. Down below we have the dual exhaust, and this has a towing capacity up to 6,600 pounds. So this is a very capable family SUV. Really nice exterior design. So now it's time to take a look at the interior. We already have it unlocked, as you saw earlier, just grabbing the door handle, of course. And now we can move on to this beautiful two-tone interior. You can see the black and tan leather along with all the stitching. We have all the window controls along with brushed aluminum on the release handle. It even surrounds the lock and unlock control. You can see the memory seating adjustments as well as being able to adjust the front passenger seat. There's the rear liftgate release along with some wood trim. You can see that this model has the interior ambient lighting package. So there's one light right there. It also has the 12 speaker audio sound system. And you can see there's a good amount of storage space in the lower section of the door. And then making our way to the interior now, you can see the tan leather seats. They have a very nice design running down the inserts. They are heated seats too, really nice bolstering support. And then down on the side, you can see all of the automatic controls, as well as being able to adjust your lumbar support. And now as we move on to the interior, you can see we have a pretty large door opening, making it very easy to enter and exit. And as we look at the steering wheel now, it's completely covered in solid black leather with some brushed aluminum trim pieces. This is a heated steering wheel too. And then over on the left side, you can see all the cruise and adaptive cruise control settings. And then over on the right side, you can see volume and tuning for the radio, as well as Bluetooth and voice commands. So with my foot on the brake, we have the engine start stop button down below. It's time to start it up. And then coming back to this gauge cluster, you'll see over on the left side is the fuel gauge as well as your miles per hour. On the right side is the tach and the engine temperature. You can also see a map right in the center. If you have the navigation going on that center screen there, it will pull it up in the middle here, which is really nice to see. And then also over on the right side, currently you can see the comfort mode, so the suspension setting that this model's in, as well as being in park. You can adjust that information using this top button over on the turn signal stalk. So just by pushing on that once, you can see a live readout for your MPG. You can also look at some more data for that. You can pull up your horsepower and torque for live readouts. So if I give the vehicle some gas right now, you can see that adjust. If we push on it one more time, you can pull up a G-force meter. You can also look at the radio. As we work our way to the left side now, down below, you can see there's a good storage bin here for any items you want to place there. We have all of the headlight controls. You can see more wood trim as well as brushed aluminum. There's also one speaker as part of the Harman Kardon sound system over on the door panel there. You'll see the entire roof is finished off in Alcantara, which is a really nice design to see. We have leather on the dash. This model also has the heads-up display, so it's currently showing the miles per hour and the speed limit sign. And then right in the center is the 12.3-inch touchscreen system. There's a lot of information that you can go through within the system, and you can also use all of these controls down below. So we have shortcuts to map and navigation, as well as home, your media and phone. You can see the rotary dial as well as back and option. So just by clicking on home right now, that gets you to this screen here, where you can view your navigation, your radio and phone. You can also look at some more data, the compass, you have your local traffic conditions, and then the last page here, you have the date and time, as well as the news and the weather. So it's really nice to have all of that right on the home screen. And then I can use this rotary dial to go to all of the settings over on the left side, where you can look at media and phone. You can go into navigation, of course. If we go into car, you can set up a lot of different things here. Look at your vehicle status, your car care. You can go into your driver profiles. This does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and then you can see there's a few more on this screen here. And as I mentioned earlier, this is a touchscreen system. It's very responsive, being able to swipe through all this information. You'll also notice too, there are two air vents just underneath that. We have the hazards as well as the intelligent safety. So there's a shortcut for that. We can go into configure, where you have the forward collision, your side collision, lane departure, and steering intervention. And then underneath that, you'll see there's a small LCD screen. This is for the climate. So I'll go ahead and turn those on, where you'll see that appear. We have temperature for driver and passenger, as well as their fan speeds. We have a few other reset buttons on both sides, as well as the heated seat controls. You'll also notice too, down below, we have all of the presets for the radio as well as tuning, and there is a physical button for volume and power for the radio, so that's great to see. You'll also notice there's more wood trim right in the middle here, giving it a great look. We have brushed aluminum on this push handle here, and if I go ahead and open that up, you'll see there's a wireless charging pad on the left side, a little bit of storage space on the right side, along with two cup holders, along with a 12 volt and a USB, and it's really nice that you can cover that up if you'd like to. And then as we work our way to the shifter now, just by pushing the release on the left side, if I go all the way up into reverse, you'll see the backup camera up here with the top-down view. If I swipe this over, we can also go to the 3D mode, where you can see these light up to let you know how close to an object you are. And then over on the right side, we can push on these preset buttons, and you can see exactly around the entire vehicle, giving you plenty of visibility. If you're in parking lot situations like this, that is definitely very beneficial. This does also have automatic parking along with the backup assistance. If I swipe over one more time, this is the car wash setting. So you can use this to pull into a car wash, or if you're in a parking spot like this, just gives you a different view. If I go into drive now, we can pull up the forward facing camera and you can see all of the graphics for that. Definitely a wide angle to be able to see what's in front of you. And then park is on the back of the shifter there. You'll also notice over on the left side we have traction control as well as a shortcut button to the camera system. You can see the parking sensors, the auto start stop feature, and then just behind that we have the different driving modes. So there's Sport, Comfort, and Eco Pro, and you'll notice that the gauge cluster will change depending on the mode that you're in. So we have a few different modes for Sport. We can go into Comfort where you'll see the color change, and then Eco Pro and Eco Individual you will see will turn blue. So it's really nice that you have those different settings. We have the engine start stop button as you already saw, along with the electronic parking brake. And then making our way to the center armrest, you'll see there's a good amount of storage as well as a USB-C, so you can place in any items there if you need to. We have a lot more room down in the glove box. You can see more of the wood and brushed aluminum trim. We'll take one last look at these seats. And as I mentioned earlier, this does have a full panoramic sunroof, so I can use this control here to open up that sunshade, and it goes all the way to the backseat passengers, providing a lot of light for the interior here. You'll also notice too up top we have the dome lights as well as a call button too. And now we can move on to the rear seat, so I can shut this off. We have that aluminum release handle. And making our way to the back seats now, you'll see the door panel is finished off just like up front. And at 5'10", it's time to hop in. We have plenty of room behind the seat here, along with a storage compartment. So you can see I have plenty of room for my feet and my legs. We also have two air vents right in the center, as well as the dual zone climates for your backseat passengers. And these are heated seats too, so that's really nice to see. There's a little bit of storage space underneath that, as well as a 12 volt down in the lower section. But at 5'10", I have plenty of room. I have around 2 or 3 inches above my head, so it's very spacious in the back seats. I could have 2 other people here next to me comfortably. You'll also notice too, we have a mount here, so you can put in any accessories. You can mount tablets in the back, as well as charge them too. And right in the center, we do have the armrest here. There's a little bit of storage space on the back side, as well as 2 cup holders on the front section there. And you can also fold down this middle seat. So just by pulling on that tab, we have a 40-20-40 split, so you can put in any larger items if you need to. And all of the backrests do fold down as well to give you a lot more storage and versatility for this SUV. And now we can work our way to the back area. So we do have a split style for the liftgate. So I can use the button on the key fob or just push up underneath BMW and the power liftgate will automatically open up. Now, as I did mention, this does have a split style to it. So we can push on this button here and you'll see the lower section go down. So if you're tailgating or you're hanging out on the back, you have a nice place to sit, which is great to see. But you can see with the back seats up, we have plenty of storage space for anything you'd like to place in here. Tie down hooks in all 4 corners so you can tie them down. You'll also notice up underneath the floor, we do have the spare, as well as a little bit of storage space if you want to put any tools or items down there. You'll see over on the passenger side, there's a 12 volt as well as a hook, so you can place groceries there if you need to. This also has a removable cover, so you can use that if you need to. Same thing over on the driver's side with that hook there. And then when you fold these seats down, that gives you an ample amount of storage space, so you can throw in any items if you need to. And with the power liftgate, you can close this individually, but up top you can see there's lock and close. If you push on this button, it will automatically do both of them at the same time. All right, so getting the 2022 BMW X5 out on the road now. I love driving the X5s because it's a very nice SUV. It has a lot of practicality to it, and it also has performance to it as well. So while this isn't the X5 M competition, it does have the M package on it. Being the 50i, it has the larger engine, so we have plenty of horsepower and torque. We have towing capabilities. We have a lot of interior storage, as you've already seen throughout today's video. So right now, I want to pop it over into the manual setting so we can use these paddle shifters. We're going to put it into Sport Plus, down to 2nd gear here. It has a good tone to it. So it is an SUV, it's not going to be crazy loud, but for an SUV, it's really nice that we have a good sound to it. And merging into traffic here, visibility is really good for a larger vehicle like this. I can look over my left shoulder. There's a lot of glass on the interior here. I can easily look over my right shoulder there. And then putting a few miles on it so far, it's been handling extremely well. Even coming around a tight right turn like that, for an SUV, it felt really planted. There really wasn't any body roll, which is very impressive to see. Of course, we have the larger brakes on this Model 2, but I am on a pretty smooth road at the moment, so it is driving pretty well, but I have gone over a few bumps, even like that one right there, that dip in the road, and it's a really great daily driver. I can see driving this every single day and having some fun with it too. Wow. So if you're looking for an SUV, but you want some sports car performance to it, you need the practicality of having those back seats, this is a perfect blend, because you can have the family with you, and you can also have some fun too. It's the best of both worlds, to be honest, so it's really nice. And the interior on this model is very well done. We have a lot of nice materials, all the leather, the wood trim. You've already seen me go over all of that in today's video. So switching over to the POV angle now, we can get a view at what it's like from the driver's seat in the X5. And just in normal mode there, it gets up. I didn't do a hard acceleration, but it's very smooth, especially in Sport Plus. I can actually tell a difference though. If I'm driving in normal mode like this without using the paddle shifters, the shifts are much more quick and responsive. Whereas if I go into comfort mode, everything kind of just dials down a little bit. The shifts get not as crisp. They're a little bit slower, I would say. So there is a difference between comfort and sport. So it's really nice to see that we have those differences. And then of course there's eco mode if you want to save on your MPG and just have some very light driving, or if you're driving in the city, situations like that. But now let's pop it back into Sport Plus. We can use these paddles here, go down to third gear. I love how crisp those shifts are. And even coming around a turn, for this large SUV, it handles so well. It's very nice to see that performance. BMW loves to bring their car or their sports car performance into their SUVs. And while this is not the X5 M competition, it is the M50i. So that's just below the X5 M comp. And while that has a little bit more horsepower, a little bit better handling in the suspension, this is still a great option if you're not looking to go to that next step. So it's really nice how they have that in multiple vehicles, not just their top of the line versions per model. And we'll do another quick visibility test here. You can see over my right shoulder there, and then over the left shoulder. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for my walk around review and test drive behind the wheel of this 2022 BMW X5 M50i. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Northlake for providing this SUV for me today. Make sure you check out their website. All that info is down in the description. And if you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up. Consider smashing that subscribe button if you'd like to stay up to date on our daily uploads. And I will see you guys in the next review.